What's up guys, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be going over the Alienware Aurora R12. And specifically we're going to go over this machine because it has a 3070. Now for a lot of you guys out there, including me, graphics cards have been really hard to come by. However, pre-built systems offer a way out. This machine was about $18.99 USD, so about $1,900, and it comes with an i7-11700F, 16 gigabytes of DDR4, a 3070, 256 gigabytes of solid-state boot drive, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. Now, normally in normal markets where graphics cards are available, this would probably be not the greatest deal. However, in the current market where a 3070 goes for $1,400 USD, I think paying another $400 for the rest of the computer is a pretty good deal, if you can even get the graphics card too. So these are in stock as of right now when I am making this video, which is going to be the same day it's releasing. So if you want one and really need a card, go get one, I guess. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna review it. So let's go ahead. So first of all, here is the system. It has a cool little alien logo. It will have RGB when you turn it on. This whole thing illuminates, so it's kind of cool looking. That way you don't have to do your own RGB and stuff like that. Mostly this is going to be a pre-built system for someone who wants to get in the game, doesn't know how to build a computer, just wants a plug-and-play solution and wants to get started mining, or somebody who wants to part this thing out and just sell the graphics card, the motherboard, the RAM, the CPU, whatever you find, right? So it's honestly, as crappy as it sounds, profitable to buy this thing and scrap it out and then continue to do that. Now, personally, I'm not gonna do that. I bought this just to see, you know, if I could get a graphics card, how the graphics card works, and then one of my friends actually needs a PC with the graphics card, and as I mentioned earlier, getting graphics cards, kinda tricky. So he needed an upgrade on his system anyway, so we went ahead and purchased this, which I will be sending to him after this review. Now, I've already booted it up, tested everything to see how it runs. It's a normal 3070, no cut down, skew, nothing different. The only thing different is the cooler, which I will show you when I start disassembling the unit, just to kind of show you guys how everything's made. But if you just want to know, does this thing hash like a normal 3070? Is it worth getting? If it's worth getting, that is if you can't find a card and you really need a card, yeah, you can get it. How does it hash? It does about 60 to 62 mega hashes with the core clock at 1300, the memory clock at 1300, the core clock I had to -500, and the power target I had to 68. Worked fine, worked actually pretty cool in this thing, so no problem there. Now let's go ahead and take a deeper look at the machine. It came in this big white Alienware box, and this box was actually in another box that I have over there. But one thing kind of caught my eye when I unboxed it from the main box into this box. Here is a list of specs and things. One thing that kind of stood out specifically was this here. I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but it's a fan with a water droplet. It's kind of weird because that kind of implies that the machine is liquid cooled, which made me want to tear it apart even more. So, whoops. It's fine, whatever. Okay, so tearing it down, let's get to it. So here's the front of the machine. If you want to tear it down, you are going to have to turn it around. And this side panel is what's going to come off. Might need to zoom in here for you guys. So here we are at the back of the computer. there is one screw right here on a latch. I already unscrewed a little bit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the rest with my fingers here. And then the screw comes out. You don't even actually need to screw it out, unscrew it the whole way. However, whatever. So then you pull this. The machine itself has quite a large plethora of USB ports. So if you need USB ports, this motherboard has them. Now, I think it comes with like a 600 or 700 watt power supply. I haven't been able to read it. It's kind of hidden. There's not really any markings without taking the whole thing apart. One thing I like that kind of reminds me of the old Dells is how it butterflies open after you take over the side panel. There's two latches here. You push this one up and this one up, and the side panel, or the side, just kind of comes right out. Now, once that side is out, you have exposed the motherboard. And here in the PC, as you guys can see, is the graphics card. But also, look at this. It's a fan, a normal one. So the computer is definitely not liquid cooled, like the box kind of said it was. Whatever, didn't say that when I bought it, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, we do have the graphics card here. We have one stick of HyperX DDR4, so it's actually nice that they included some nice name brand RAM instead of the generic Dell blank green slot. The cooler is just a generic Intel cooler from Dell, so it's not the greatest, but it kind of works. So let me show you the graphics card. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. Let me show you guys here. It has one 8-pin connector, which you remove. It also has this graphics card mounting tray holder, like a support bracket. And there are no screws here. So all you need to do is pop it off here and the card slots right out. So let me unzoom here. Whoop. All right, guys, so we took that apart. As you can see, there are two 16-time slot. Well, you can't really see, it's a little hard, but there are two 16-time slots, two 8X slots also with the ends removed. So you can stick in, well, 4 full-sized cards as long as they don't take multiple bays, multiple slots. So this is a 2-card slot. If every card you had was a 1-card slot, you could fit all 4 of them in there. Now, risers and stuff are gonna work great. You have 2 bays here for 2.5-inch hard drives or solid states, and you have 1 M.2 slot and a few SATA slots. I think you got 4 SATA slots. So just a generic motherboard, nothing special. But the graphics card is kind of interesting. The Dell 3070 looks like this. It's just a very bland, very basic graphics card. Nothing fancy about it. Nothing really stands out. In fact, the cooler actually has this backplate design like all the other 3070s. So it's kind of interesting that they added that on an OEM board. It actually runs fairly cool. So if you need a 3070 and you want to stick a bunch of these in a rig, it'll work, no problem. So, good graphics card, cools fairly well. I would actually argue that this is better than a Founders Edition as far as cooling goes, because the VRMs are actually fairly cool on that unit, and they don't seem to want to scream and die when you run everything at full throttle during mining Ethereum. They are fairly cool compared to the Founders Editions. I have had some Founders that ran a lot cooler, but take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That was this video of me kind of tearing down this thing, show you guys the graphics card. If you need one, you know, you can get one. These are in stock. Now, the price you're gonna pay, it's gonna hurt the wallet, and I don't recommend it unless you absolutely need one, or you're building a computer, or you're trying to build a computer, I should say, and you need all the parts already. This is a great opportunity to score a graphics card, a CPU, RAM, solid state, everything, because now with Chia mining and things like that, solid states are a little more expensive. You can still find them. They're just a little more expensive, so it's not a huge deal, but I digress. Thank you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you have any comments or concerns, things you want to see in future videos, let me know down below, and we will catch you guys in the next one.